Understanding organization as context. The organization shall, and the word shall is very important here, determine external and internal issues that are relevant to its purpose and strategic direction, and the affect its ability to achieve the intended results of the quality management system, right? Why do we highlight the word shall and to achieve intended results? It's very important as auditors when we go through this process to make it known to all the participants, all interested parties, that external issues are going to affect, and identifying those external issues are important, right? And that the effect is the ability to achieve the intended results. Because at the end of the day, if I can't achieve the intended result of the scope of the quality management system, am I being effective as an auditor, Brad?
If you can't, no.
Okay, how about you, Chelsea? You agree that if I can't achieve the intended results at the end, no matter how much auditing I do, how much paperwork I'm putting through, right? Was I able to do my job?
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Perfect. Let's continue on.
By the standard, organizations shall determine external and internal issues that are relevant to its purpose and its strategic direction, and that affect its ability to achieve the intended results of the quality management system. We are also required to monitor and review information related to the identified internal and external issues. External issues of the organization can be legal, market, cultural, technological, social, economic, international, national, regional, local, or any issues related to the business from an external perspective. Internal issues are the values, culture, knowledge, or performance of the business organization.
Stay there.
Now, this is new.
Okay, so for example, we talked a little bit about the internal issues. So, Brad, give me a couple of examples of some internal issues that you found within your organization when you were partnering.
Well, some of the internal issues I found were with the tools themselves, a tool being outdated and the supervisor not being notified.
Correct.
And when that happens, it put a strain on the entire company because we have to figure out what was worked on by that tool and did anything get out of the door.
Okay, perfect. Chelsea, how about you? A quick example of some internal issues that you found in the organization.
So we actually just last week had an internal audit, and we got hit for a non-conformity for data collection sheets that were not in our ISO standard system. So now we have to go back and control all of those data collection sheets and make sure that they are now in our ISO system and that they're going to be turned into record retention and things like that. So that was an internal issue that we found.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to move on here, but everybody has a good understanding of internal and external issues and how that can affect the process, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Understanding the organization in its context. The organization shall monitor and review information about these external and internal issues. Okay? For example, the possible means of evidence, an expression by top management of the purpose and strategy not necessarily formalized. So this is very important, right? We talked about top management and their role and communicating the purpose. It doesn't necessarily have to be formalized. It could be through meetings, it could be through memos, it could be through a company newsletter, but it's important for that information to flow so everybody understands where we stand in the organization. A list of issues with prioritizing the impacts on the results of the QMS or without prioritizing. So basically, we want to begin with something that's not too formal at the beginning. We just want that information to flow. We want to get, like Marco was saying earlier, we want to get some sort of data flowing and have some information we can start working with, right? And identifying things. A list and or mapping of these issues, right? So we can go through our SWOT type analysis, right? So everybody's familiar with the SWOT type analysis, correct?
I am now.
I am now,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so SWOT is very simple. It's a simple type of analysis. If you look at the left part of the screen, right? So the S means strengths, which are technological skills, leading brands, distribution channels, customer loyalty, right? Then you identify, your weaknesses, right? absence of important skills, weak brands, poor access to distribution, unreliable products. And then we look at the opportunities. It's very important that when we approach this in a very positive manner as internal auditors or as lead auditors, because it's very easy to lose people. Nobody really likes a quality guy, right? But we understand that part of our job is to let them know that we want to improve the process and find opportunities for improvement, so-called OFIs, right? So we look at the opportunities, changing customer tastes, technology advances, and then we look at the external factors, or the threats, right? So the opportunities and the threats are going to be our external factors. Our internal factors are going to be our strengths and our weaknesses, right? So every company, every organization, you as an individual, you have your strengths and your weaknesses. Knowing those and identifying them are very important. It's a very good type of analysis you can do in mapping. It's very easy. It's very 4 simple boxes. You can put your data in there and quickly, convey your message. Watch systems for statutory and regulatory requirements, standards, markets, competitors, marketing, customers, technology, processes, products, and social aspects. Okay, this is where you start doing your job, very particularly to watch the systems of statutory and regulatory requirements, right? It's not only what I have internally, but I'm also beholden to a lot of other requirements.
Allow me, for example, in this case, it's so important. One is the context that is writing the standard, and this is the way that we are going to interpret it as an implementer or consulting or as an auditor. So we need to look this evidence in order to be in compliance with 4.1. So correct. That is the most important. The translation of the standard into facts. The fact is, do you have a SWOT analysis or no? Or do you have the top management evidence meetings or whatever that are really involucrated with the customer in order to find out the objectives of my internal context that can be the OSHA issues that can affect the production, the environment that can affect the production or the quality of the product. So these kind of things. Keep going.
Right. The intended achieve results of its management system. And here we get, right? What's the end result? Have we achieved the results of the management system, right? Many times you go through this iteration, we have all the paperwork, we have everything. You have these QMS books that live on these shelves, right? But if these things need to be put in action, how do you do that? By, Marco was explaining before, you have to be able to measure what you do, and then at the end, see if we achieve our intended results. If we're unable to do that, then we just use our Plan, Do, Check, Back, which is an awesome tool, and we go through it again. It's about continuous improvement. So basically, it never stops, right? That's why it's continuous.